Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Creativity back with another informational, inspirational message just for you. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. Hope everything is going good for you. And I hope that you have a roof over your head, some money in the bank, food on the table, and some nice clothes to wear. You deserve it. You worked hard. So, here we go again with another inspirational message for your Sunday. I need it, and you need it. I was talking about the infestation of a lot of our leaders. Some of these leaders take from us, they don't give back. They are infectious and infected with stupidity for the most part. And I'm glad God came to kill the infection, but some people don't want the infection killed, just like Eve in the garden. She was told not to touch the tree, but she still touched it. So therefore, it had infected all mankind, and the infection is still living with us. Now, we would have died from that infection if Jesus Christ did not go to the cross to die for every one of us. And since he died for us, he eliminated that infection. The antidote was his blood. Isn't that wonderful? Now all of us can be free. But you still have some that still prefer to live in the infection zone instead of accepting the cure. It's a shame when somebody gives you a gift, they love you enough to think about you enough to give you a gift, and you won't accept it because pride keeps you from accepting it. I don't need nobody. I don't need it. Yes, you do. Put your pride down and accept the gift. Okay? So, I looked at my statistics, and I'm still dealing with Eve and how she was deceived. I'm also looking at David and Goliath, how Goliath was not intimidated by the size of David. Then again, he was. He said, you send this little boy out here to fight with me. Look how big I am. When I was coming up, I heard a term that dynamite come in small packages. And I see some small people knock out some big people. So, you can't go by the cycle, but you can't by the instruction, because if you got it, you just got it, right? But Goliath was infected on being a conqueror and bullying people around until David came along. His story is really, it just really still shocks me, deals with me, because they was trying to bring all this armor for David to put on. They were trying to dress him the way they felt he should be dressed for battle. That reminds me of the culture we live in today, where somebody will always come up in your face and tell you, you know what, honey? If I was you, I would do this. Oh, bro, if I was you, I would do this. Well, first of all, you're not me. And second of all, if I don't hear God, shame on me. Let a man be persuaded by his own mind. Hear God for yourself. Make your own decision. Because when you make your own decision, only you're the one that have to deal with that decision, and nobody else. Okay? So, sometimes we hear voices in our heads telling us, do this, do that, go here, go here. And that's usually the first voice that we hear is the right one. Because when you deal with the second one, there could be logic. The third one is totally out of whack. That's the devil's voice. God ain't got nothing to do with that. So back to the infestation of the culture that we live in. And you know what? When I say culture, I mean everywhere. I mean China. I mean Spain. I mean Europe. I mean Canada. I mean Hawaii. I mean Egypt. I mean everywhere. But the devil works everywhere. The devil don't never take a vacation. Last time I checked, he got good health care because he always stayed in good health to mess with me and to mess with you. So if you don't fight back, he gonna punk you. I'm a fighter because I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And great is he that is in you than is he that is in the world. It does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know we shall be like we shall be changed in a moment, and a twinkling of an eye. Every eye shall see, every tongue shall confess that he's the Lord. He's Jesus. So, back to our wonderful, so-called wonderful economy back in the Matrix. Richmond, Virginia is another unforgiving state. 3,000 people are forced out of their homes every year. Okay? In Richmond, Virginia, it's an unforgiving state. Unforgiveness is a terrible thing. I don't care where it's coming from. Unforgiveness will not give you peace of mind, but it just stays with you. And it hurts you, not the person that offended you. So, they have no mercy. So 3,000 people are forced out of their homes every year. Eviction notices are placed on the doors. The people simply can't pay the rent or mortgage every month. Now, I actually see this work for public services. I drive my automated truck down the street and I would look. And every now and then I see a house with 2 letters up. And one day I just jumped out of my truck and said, let me see what these letters really mean. What does paper hanging stick on the door? Going to find out it was eviction notice from the bank, from the constable. And they're giving you your ultimatum because you haven't paid your mortgage for some reason or not. You haven't paid it. And I watched one lady, I watched the constables because they sit by the judge, they get their little stuff, the banks all behind them, all this because they want their money. And there's kind of 2 sides to it because if you can't pay, you shouldn't get. But for the most part, I believe in mercy because God is a merciful God. This judge, this constable came in and he evicts, 10 people a day. 10! Puts out 10 people a day. He knocks on this black woman's door. And she's home. And he says, sorry, ma'am, you got about 30 minutes to get out of here. The bank sent us over here. Sorry to inconvenience you, but you have to go. So this woman's got to grab everything she can grab within 15 to 30 minutes. And while she's doing that, the locksmith has already been called by the constable to be there to change that lock, to lock you out. Now, to get the rest of your items, you had to go and call the mortgage company, see if they let you get the rest of your stuff, pull your truck up, get your stuff, and you're out of there. Done. It's history. They never see their place again if you can't pay. But for the most part, they already did their due diligence. Your house in foreclosure. Goodbye. Start your life over somewhere else. Okay? Now, if you don't come back and get that stuff within the required time, they'll take your stuff to the auction yard. And for you know it, everything you had, you work hard for, will be auctioned off. Somebody else will get it. Now, this is the real world. But this is what you don't hear on the news because they don't want you. They want you to think everything is peachy clean, but it's not. And sometime in the near future, I believe the bubble will hit again. And if you're not prepared, my brothers and sisters, you're going to go down the drain. And you're going to be shoulda, coulda, woulda. Almost done. Moving quickly. So, the eviction officers enter the house with guns drawn. And I've seen this on YouTube. Come in with their guns drawn. We're going to make sure that you ain't going to try to fight back and shoot them out of there to try to keep that house. That's normal. That's normal procedures for them to have weapons drawn. Now, can you imagine a little kid sitting there having breakfast, a bowl of Cheerios, and you sitting there, you got a police officer pointing a .45 caliber at his head? I felt sorry for this family because they had to get out of there. The kids wasn't dressed. Kids walk around in diapers. Kids got to get the kids dressed, pack a bag, and they were out of there. Okay, they're out. Now, some landlords will be lenient, but some won't. Some are really kind of cold-blooded. We live in a cold-blooded world. Everybody's infested with something, right? Right. So many have been thrown out on the street on a moment's notice with only the clothes on their back. Locksmith will call. And the locks are put on the door. That means you can't get in. Take your key, you might throw in the garbage. Okay? Most people are just given one day to get their belongings. And if not, the stuff goes to sometime auction, or goes to the city dump, or goes to the junkyard. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. So, when you're already down on your luck, being kicked out of your house is a lot worse. So, like I said, 10 evictions a day. The people locked out of their home and are forced to go to weeklies, budget suites, or the streets. $1,432 is the cost for a one-bedroom kitchenette in some cities. Now, if you're paying almost a mortgage note, you stay in the kitchenette and a budget in. That's terrible. That's horrible. So they got you going and coming. That's why sometimes when these storms happen, I can't blame people because they know that you're coming. They know there's a storm coming. They know that you're going into hotels. They already know you're coming. They'll raise the rate. Just like a lot of your hotels, whether it's in Vegas, whatever, they'll raise the rates because they know it's the weekend, they want people coming, raise the rates. Holidays, they'll raise the rates. Okay? They'll raise them in a heartbeat because they know that you're coming, which I consider completely be unfair because you already make enough money like it is. Okay? So, some people have a history of late payments. And if you have a history of late payments, they're going to keep you in a poorhouse, even when you're kicked out, for years. And the Matrix have no mercy on a person that can't pay their bills. It is what it is. The landlords can go online, look at your past history of no payments, and deny you access to that apartment that you're trying to get. 6,300 people are evicted across the country every single day. 6,300 people. And the American dream has gotten lost in poverty. 40 million people are on the streets, food stamps, EBD cards in America. Now, I want to cut this video short because, again, I welcome everybody to this country or to another country where you can go and live out the best life you can without worrying about somebody knocking on your door, not have to worry about car payment. Because I'll tell you what, I've been through all that before. And I'm glad where I am. Now, I want to say this, I don't be done with this inspirational talk because I go natural, first natural, then spiritual. Because I want you to see the spiritual side, then I want you to see the natural side. I like to say this. I respect all my Dominican brothers and sisters. I respect all my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. But I will say to my Dominican brothers and sisters, you have an awesome, beautiful country here. And at some point, you will return to live out your best life. I encourage you, if you want to go to America, stay in America, take all the money you can, live a good life, put money away, and come back to Dominican Republic, your home country, and live like a king. I can't blame you, because you'll make more in the Matrix than you make here. But if you try to stay in the Matrix without having an exit plan, you got to remember, you're going to pay the high cost of health insurance. You're going to pay all those taxes. You got to buy a car insurance, all that. When you can be putting that money in your pocket or living in a mansion here in the Dominican Republic. And that's another one of the reasons why I made that transition. I'm a lot happier here than I've ever been in the Matrix. So, in the meantime, between time, remember, the infested mind of the Matrix will kill you, steal from you, and destroy you. If you don't have a plan, you're just a sitting duck waiting to be taken out of the water. So, in the meantime, between time, I always say life to be enjoyed. Subscription notification, and until the next video, have a good one.